Brian Paul Weaver was born into a bustling Catholic family on January 1, 1968, in Lockport, New York. He was the sixth child of Shirley and Ronald and came home to Gerald, Brenda, Michael, Andrew, and Eric. David and Elizabeth were to follow. He made his first communion, became an altar server, participated in track, swimming, and football. He became an Eagle Scout. And by the time Brian graduated from Royalton Heartland High School in 1987, he was Navy-bound. Petty Officer Brian Weaver graduated boot camp 1987, San Diego, California, and went on to the Naval Support Activity Mid-South Base in Millington, Tennessee, graduating as an Aviation Electrician's Mate, second class. He was in charge of 4 F-18 fighters aboard the USS Midway aircraft carrier. Stationed in Japan, Brian was able to see many parts of the world: Singapore, Korea, Japan, Australia, the Middle East, traveling whenever he could. From Desert Shield to Desert Storm, Petty Officer Brian Weaver served his country with honor. It was in the Arab Emirates in 1990, on December 23rd on Liberty for Christmas. He was on an authorized tour when the Land Rover he was traveling in left the pavement and rolled several times, killing him. To quote his command, Brian was one of the finest young men I have ever known. He was more than just a hard worker. He was intelligent, physically fit, and his moral character was the example for the other men in the squadron. Brian loved his family. He is dearly missed by his parents, brothers and sisters, and many nieces and nephews. This was written in Brian's memory. The greatest value of our lives is not found in treasured moments, but in the investment of ourselves in others, an investment which is beyond us. A life is not tragic because it is brief, but only if it is empty, not abundant because it is long, but because it is genuine and virtuous, not powerful because of conquests, but because of its positive influence, not challenging because it is safe, but because it is vulnerable, not rich because of its accumulation, but because of its contribution, not satisfying through self-sufficiency, but only through loving interdependency, not eternal because of its goodness, but because of the great promise that was fulfilled on that first Christmas, when it came to pass that because God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life. Petty Officer Brian Paul Weaver, American hero.